Welcome again now, dear friends, to the Wednesday edition of Fresh Bread. Well, hitting that midway point in the work week. Wednesday, April the 19th. Wow, well, this month's really flying by. Hope you're having a good week so far. Again, this is Reverend Phil Anderson, spending these next 5 minutes with you on our little cup of coffee we call Fresh Bread. We've been doing this ever since March 23rd, 2020. My goodness, seems like an eternity ago. And so glad you joined with me today for this event as we really look forward to these little messages. I enjoy recording them, and sometimes I'll go back and listen to them. Sometimes I forget what I say because this is totally non-scripted, just going with the flow of the Holy Spirit. And so we don't do a lot of editing, revisions. A couple of times, I don't know if you ever noticed this, but I got to tell you, I don't think I've ever mentioned this. There have been times I've been so wearied, so fatigued that I'm doing these and I literally almost fall asleep while I'm talking. Can you believe that? Maybe late in the afternoon or sometime like that, and I'll have to stop it and re-record it because I'll just almost start becoming incoherent. Well, so I'm probably incoherent enough as it is, let alone when I'm half asleep and literally falling asleep and I'm maybe either mumbling words or slurring words or just drifting off to sleep in the middle of a sentence. So, like I said, if I ever put you to sleep out there when I'm doing a sermon, you fall asleep during my sermon, that's a good thing. You probably need the rest more than you need to listen to me. And I believe God will still get the message to you one way or the other. Well, speaking of cup of coffee, I'm enjoying a little cup of coffee here as I'm recording this. Let's look at James. Like I said, we're hoping to maybe do a little sermon series on this, maybe starting this summer. I want to say before we get into this even today, it's just a blessing to be the pastor of these two churches, Oakland United Methodist Church and Kansas Avenue United Methodist Church. We are trying some new things. I'm standing on the shoulders of a lot of people who came before me. And, both churches are hanging in there. And I pray that they'll be open, all the members, to some of the things that I believe the Holy Spirit wants us to do. But I really need the church members to come alongside and support me and pray for me. Maybe just believe that the Lord's got something else planned for us. And that if we're trusting Him, we don't put a straitjacket on the Lord, but that we really let Him move in the way He wants to move. And it becomes His church and not our church. And once we do that, I think we're going to see the Holy Spirit really moving in a way we haven't maybe seen for a while. A lot of these things I'm just kind of growing into, honestly. Somebody said, well, it'll take 7 years before you really get comfortable as a pastor. And I'm like, man, that's a long time. But I think it's more than just the sermons up there. I mean, I feel pretty comfortable up there when I'm preaching. And I hope that God speaks through me to you, through the Holy Spirit and also through the Word, the Scriptures. But I believe that there's just a lot of things I had to learn. And a lot of them have to do with just how do I interact with people? How do we get relationships? I still don't know a lot of the people in the churches. I know them on a superficial level, on a surface level, but I don't really know them because I haven't spent a lot of time with them. Some people I spent a little more time with than others through different groups that we're working on in the church and maybe different meetings that we've attended. So that's a good thing. But I really want to get into what can I do? What can we do together to enhance and help our spiritual lives become more vibrant and more alive, and how we can deepen our faith. So that's really what it's all about. Well, that's one of the reasons for these Fresh Bread broadcasts. So looking at James 2 again, we just start out again. It says basically don't show favoritism. In other words, don't look at somebody on the outside and just give them more credence or more respect because, they drive a nice car, they got a big job, they're a professional, they've had this education, they have all of these material things, maybe a nice house, lots of money, whatever it might be, lots of possessions. And then we find somebody that has virtually nothing. And do we look at people different? And that's really the key. And I'm like, I hope not. But that's what this is all about. So that we look at everyone the same. And that is through the loving eyes of Christ. And we just love each and every person, regardless of what the exterior might be. We want to talk more about this. So don't forget to join me. We'll get into this a little bit more tomorrow on Thursday. Until then, God bless you. Have a great day.